It's official, Animal Combat has just been released to testers in its earliest version in Prehistoric Kingdom, and we need to talk about it because it is so much cooler than you might think. At last, animals can fight one another in Prehistoric Kingdom. Animals can engage in these realistic confrontations, and it's all affected by their species and individual conditions. This means that your parks, from this point on, are going to be a whole lot more unpredictable because in real time, animals are assessing threats and opportunities to attack. They can make the decision to stand their ground or to commit to a fight, weighing in different factors. They'll be thinking about their confidence, the strength of their opposition, and the risk that they'll be putting themselves up against if they continue to fight. Some species might be naturally more inclined to fight and more aggressive, whereas others may prefer to retreat when they're challenged or intimidated. However, when tensions escalate, full combat events can be initiated. There's an entire selection of different moves the animals can do, including circling opponents, threatening, a bluff charge, lunging, biting, kicking and swiping using their tails. That's one for my fellow Ankylosaurus fans. But as well as that, there are different species specific attacks, helping to ensure that encounters feel more authentic and reflective of each species' characteristics. So each animal possesses a unique profile determining how they behave in fights. One of the really key systems at play here is the advanced decision making that animals have. We've already said that they make decisions before choosing to fight, but during fights everything can change too. They might take a particularly nasty injury and flee. Speaking of, battles aren't just behaviours the animals do before going back to their business. They have serious consequences. Attacks that are successful can inflict injuries against the other animal. This means that based on the attacker's strength and lethality, and the resilience of the recipient, different amounts of damage can be inflicted. If a T-Rex lands a particularly powerful right hook, they can even knock animals to the ground. If that doesn't work, you might go for the elbow drop. This is pretty much exactly how it goes in nature. Animals fleeing also have a chance to stumble over. This is affected by their overall wellness and their fatigue, making it ridiculously realistic at this point. Now there's the all-important question. What happens after a fight? Well, if an animal survives, wounds will gradually heal over time. This leaves behind unique scars that will continue to last on the individual. Literal battle scars, affecting their patterns. Victories and defeats influence the hierarchies in herds too now. Leadership roles might shift to affect the most dominant in the group, showing just how unpredictable everything is becoming now. However, if the animal dies, they now count as a carcass. Look away now if you're squeamish, because carcasses provide nourishment for carnivores. They provide a certain capacity of feeding, so if the economy crashes and velociraptors become cheaper than regular meat, I suppose this feature could be used to your advantage. It could also participate as part of a much larger ecosystem simulation, slightly removing the need for keepers. However, dead animals can act as hubs for disease. Such scavenging behaviour can much more effectively spread certain diseases, quickly having a much greater impact on your animals. Therefore, carcasses will likely cost you more than they'll save you, with removal being a much stabler option. Over time, carcasses decay, they change visually before they eventually disappear completely. This makes use of a really nice overlay, changing over time to emulate the biological processes that will really be going on in the background. If it gets too advanced, one day you might be excavating their fossils. That's Animal Combat in a nutshell, but there's also been some absolutely huge changes to animal locomotion. Animals now transition so much more nicely between states, so there's less sudden judders that were a huge issue before. They even preserve momentum effectively while turning, and can lean into turns. It's all getting a bit too realistic for me. From my experience with Animal Combat, it is still very janky and hit or miss at the minute, but I'm hoping it does improve before it gets fully released. It's still in a game preview right now. So I hope you enjoyed this short video. I know it's been a while since I uploaded, but I promise I'm in the middle of a slightly longer video that's on its way to your screen soon. Let me know your thoughts on this update in the comments, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!